All right, welcome back to Demoted. Let's start as we always do. Shit we hate. Natalie, what do you hate?
I hate overpacked workout classes. I recently did a core power class. Have you ever been?
I have been to a core power class, yes.
Torturous hot yoga.
Yep.
And it's already miserable. It's on a Saturday morning, trying to better myself, doing dry Jan. So yeah, I am better than everyone listening. And I go in and they've changed the capacity limits. So there are, I want to say 100 girls in a closet, basically a hot closet. And I got kicked in the face 3 times by a freak in front of me, which if I kick someone in the face once, I would remove myself.
What exercise is this?
I'm so sorry. Literally, I thought it was yoga. Were
you doing like dead bugs or something? Or were you just...
A lot of dead bugs, a lot of movement, Shiba squat. I did this. I don't even know. Okay. There's
sounds awful.
There's a cardio session where you're sort of jumping around on your mat. She's basically slipping around on her mat, hit my face.
Didn't
Horrible.
say sorry.
No one's apologizing. I'm confused.
Speaking of not apologizing, in the vein of these workout classes, do you think people who fart in workout classes in those hot rooms should be executed?
Publicly?
Yes.
I do. Yeah.
I was talking about that with my friend the other day. Just you're huffing.
If you were to fart in this room, particularly this room, everyone would have died.
Yeah.
Everyone would have passed.
It's so hot. Like suddenly the air is extremely thick. Someone's shitting their britches and you don't know who it is. You don't know who it is.
I have no time for it. No patience.
I have no time for it. It's like, I've already eaten today. I didn't need this. Like, I feel like every breath I take, I'm ingesting calories
literally
of fart. It's awful.
I am eating fart. So yeah, that's what I hate. What do you hate?
Oh, what do I hate? I hate people farting in exercise classes, but I actually hate owners of small dogs who don't make them shut the hell up.
Yes. Only small dogs.
Small dogs.
Your dog sitting over there is kind of a loud fuck sometimes.
Well, he gets triggered by small dogs.
Oh, okay.
Who get in his face.
Because there's another small dog here. We're in a studio apartment, by the way.
We're in a studio apartment.
Tiny, and there are 2 dogs and 3 people. Our whole team is here.
Yeah. Actually, today we got 5 people total.
Today we have 5 total.
Today we have 5.
So
we'll talk about that.
Speaking of hot breath and farts, it stinks in here. Yeah. So do you have a small dog story? You're just a big dog dude.
I'm a big dog dude. And it kind of goes hand in hand with parents who let their kids just wail and wail and wail. While everybody sits there. Like all I want to see is some effort of you trying to make the dog stop or your child stop.
I know.
You know, show that you're stressing.
I'll never know until I'm a parent, but like the kids screaming next to me at the table, I cannot do it.
It's just like if they're ignoring it, it's like, acknowledge it. I would be up holding my baby, just like, I'm so sorry.
Let me leave.
I'm going to go in the lavatory. If we go down, don't worry about me. Don't even worry about me. I'm sorry. I deserve it.
No, fully.
You know?
Small dogs is, whole
the small dog, they just walk by and the dog is like making crazy.
Sorry, Misty's just a little, she's a COVID dog. Yeah.
She's like a warg. And I'm like making noises. Okay, anyway, that's the shit I hate.
Okay, that's what we hate. But
today's a big day.
Big day.
Huge day.
And we'll talk about our wardrobes. We'll address that briefly, but today is the day the podcast launched. Episode 1 launched today.
Demoted E1 dropped today, mere hours ago.
I know. So that's why we have our whole team here. We're so excited. If you haven't liked, commented, and subscribed at this point,
this is like episode 5.
This is episode 5 or 6. We're not even
so we've been working for months on this thing. We've been scheming, planning.
If you're thinking of launching a podcast also, it takes a ton of work.
Holy shit.
And time. So don't be like, oh, I got a mic, I'll launch tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you know how long these Post-its took Annie to stick up? Hours.
And it wasn't us. It wasn't our time.
We had to do photo shoots. We had to do logos, music.
So much.
We wanted it to be legit.
There's graphics that will hopefully be live by the time this episode is live. There's so much that goes into it. But
yeah, I mean, we got the whole team here. Our producer Talon is actually in the building. We're not going to show him.
Yeah, but
because he's a shy guy.
He's a shy guy.
He's very good looking, ladies. I'm just going to tell you, he is single. Just throwing it out there. He's single. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me.
So that is our team. We went to dinner last night.
Yep.
We were like, well, we're filming ourselves as if we'll put it in the documentary of the podcast later.
Yeah, just us palling around, cheers, and like, I hope this is big one day. And we're all genuinely imagining us. Like Billie Eilish documentary about our podcast.
And then if you see the bags under eyes, we did not sleep.
Not even a little.
Not even a little. So we are so excited.
Annie woke up at 5 a.m. to post. I woke up at 5:05 to accept the collab post, and I was supposed to go back to sleep, and I just didn't.
We've been up. So we are exhausted, but we are happy to be here.
Without further ado, let's do this episode.
Let's do it.
Demoted.
People are probably wondering why we are dressed like schleps.
Why are we dressed like this? Why are we sitting in our beanbags looking somehow even worse than we've already looked before?
Yes, no amount of makeup can save us now, but we're talking college.
College.
We went to those.
Long time ago for you, my friend.
Well,
a little closer for me.
That, yeah.
But we went to college.
We went to college.
We did that.
We magically graduated.
And Ross is wearing, I'm not sure, nothing related to his undergrad experience because Ross has made his Stanford MBA his entire personality.
Well, more importantly, this just says intramural champions.
Yeah. So no one asked, but now you know.
Flag football, if you're wondering.
And my sweatshirt says Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
The Fighting
That's a football
Irish.
school.
It's a football school.
It's not a school, it's a football school.
Let's describe where we went a little bit.
Yes.
Just paint the picture.
Yeah.
Because no one knows where you went at this point based on your t-shirt.
That's true.
So I went to a school where every student attended every football game and stood the entire time.
That actually kind of annoys me. But that's fun. See, I went to the kind of school that was D3 in football and D1 in Quidditch. And that's true. We had a Quidditch team. It's a real sport.
I need to know, what is that? Is there a broom between your legs?
Yeah, you have to hold a stick between your legs when you run around. Now, I only watched from afar because I valued my social life.
Of course.
But it kind of looked fun. I don't know. I'm not going to describe the type of people that were playing it, but
I can only imagine. Yeah.
They were what you thought they were.
I went to a school where the rectress of my dorm was a nun. And if you're wondering what a rectress is.
Yes, I was wondering.
It's like normal schools have RAs and normal people who run the dorm and manage this building full of undergrads. Mine was a nun rectress in her 70s.
Named Sister
Mary.
God damn it.
And it was an all-girls dorm because they're gender segregated.
Oh, wow.
At my college, yep.
Wow, mine was very much not gender segregated, not even the bathrooms.
No, nothing.
So shower and everything, it was not.
Shitting next to a girl.
Yeah, exactly. That was a pretty horrifying thing. See, I went to a school that was famous for Barack Obama transferring out of it.
Perfect.
This is Occidental College, by the way. I went to Occidental College.
Occidental College. If you haven't heard people, of it, that's
Southern California.
Yeah.
Kind of a, Pasadena-ish area. It's LA proper, but Pasadena is the closest thing you probably know. Eagle Rock is where it is.
Got it.
Rock.
Obviously.
The Rock.
The Rock.
Everybody talking about The Rock.
I went to a school where the mascot is a violent leprechaun.
Yeah, see, that's actually kind of tight. I'm kind of into it.
The leprechaun's sick.
We were a tiger, but everybody's a tiger.
There's a photo of my dad with the leprechaun. My dad didn't go to Notre Dame, but everyone loves the leprechaun.
Yeah, how can you not? I kind of love the leprechaun. I went to a school that was on ESPN because it lost a basketball game to a team that hadn't won in 30 years.
Okay.
That's what our sports were kind of like.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But you played a sport, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
And I went to a school where it was cool to go to mass on Sundays.
Yeah. How was the religious component?
So I went to a Catholic high school, which to me was like California Catholic, right. Just kind of anything flies, super chill. You go to mass, or we're singing remixes of when you eat this bread, oh Lord, it is so chill. And I was like, Catholicism's tight. Yeah. I love it here. I'll go to Notre Dame. Oh wait, that's a very different form of religion that I was not aware of. There's a cross on every.
Where's the Jesus Wept Nicki Minaj remix?
We're just singing it straight up. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
We're doing the real thing here. So I don't think I did enough research on how religious the university was. I didn't leave any more or less religious, maybe less bit after the rectress called me in and said, we found a handle of Tito's in your room. But alas.
Grow up, Sister Mary.
Come on. Have a drink.
Yeah, one time. Loosen up.
Have a drink, sister.
Well.
So that's where we went to college. Notre Dame, University of Notre Dame.
Occidental College,
yes.
Southern California.
Which we'll talk more about Ross's MBA at Stanford University if you've never heard of it, because that's
a small school.
All Ross talks about. Yes,
that's all I talk about because
that's
it's my
all
identity.
Talk about. Okay, so let's guess who we kind of were in college.
Sure. Do you want to guess
of each other?
Yeah.
So I know you played baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of trying to get recruited for volleyball in high school a little bit, and I toured Tufts and other D3s.
Yep.
And the cell was like, oh, I'll go to a D3, I'll play, I'll have a good relationship with the coach.
You'd gone to Tufts, you might have overlapped with my wife.
I know.
Too bad.
Oh.
Actually, we're both too old for you.
I know, way too old. What do you mean overlap?
Yeah, we wouldn't have overlapped.
She would be my grand.
She would have been your bigs.
Yes. I actually didn't know that, Becca. I think you went to Occidental because you were like, I'll play, I'll own this, top recruit there. And I think you then went there and realized you're like, wow, this is really small and people are really weird. And I think you got a 3.6 GPA.
Wow, that is very close. You're very close.
Okay.
I guess I'll give you the break. Should I give you the breakdown?
Yeah, give me the breakdown.
Yes, I went to Occidental because I knew I would start as a freshman. I got some D1 looks and so forth. Of
course.
But most of them were redshirt opportunities. And my parents were like, you're definitely not going somewhere to redshirt.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. Well, since you're going to pay for my college and I have no say in that, fine. I will go to the best academic school I could get into. I would say Occidental was actually not that weird. Actually, it was I would say it's the people in high school who just found a way to survive and graduate. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of athletes, right?
Like a lot of athletes. I mean, it's LA. People want to go to school in LA. Yeah. It's like they
part
didn't
of
want
the 5
SC.
schools, like Pomona.
Yeah, I mean, it's not technically a Claremont school, but but that's our conference. So we play against Claremont, McKenna, Pomona, Pitzer, those Redlands and schools like that. So we had Caltech in there, which is a super genius school.
So genius.
Those kids were forced to play a sport.
That's crazy.
Yep. And we would destroy them. That's the team we lost to. We lost to Caltech. Caltech had not won a basketball game in over 30 years, and then they beat us. And our basketball team thought they were hot shit, and it was glorious.
That's so funny.
It was so glorious. But I got a 3.23.
Okay, not a 3.6. I really thought you were smarter than you were.
So we'll talk about why later, but I was battling. My GPA went up all 4 years. I was just becoming a better student.
You were just learning.
I picked the wrong major.
What was your
major?
Right
off the rip. Do we want to go in the majors now?
No, not yet. Okay.
I'll give you the majors.
Describe me in college. So that's good to know.
Okay, so you kind of mentioned this, but you're coming from, the South Bay, like pretty cool, pretty trendy. And you're like, I'm going to go to this school that sounds big and fun and like party and football. And it just wasn't that. And there were a lot of folks there who you were quickly disassociated with. You probably had some friends at the start that you kind of accepted because you're like, I'm new and we're new. And they were not your friends by the end. Then you found some cool people.
Totally.
And you were like, I got to get away from these people. They don't like my jokes.
Yeah.
They hate my jokes. So I got to get out of here.
So we can't make fun of God here. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There goes the God. There goes.
Whoa, there goes half my material.
Crosses that out, And I don't think you were a super academic study person. I don't mean that as a knock. I mean, like you were probably more social and like having fun in college.
Yeah.
So I think my GPA guess for you is actually going to be, this is going to sound counter to that, but I think you got a 3.7.
I did get a 3.7.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Great guess. What you said is totally true. You're assigned a dorm, you're assigned a roommate. There's no like sorority system to filter out like, oh, these are the cool girls who I want to hang out with.
There was no Greek system?
No Greek system. They treat these dorms as if they're sororities, but I was put in a STEM dorm. So I was like,
those are the folks.
Please, what am I doing here?
Those are the party people.
What am I doing here? Help. Like, get me out of here. Sister Mary, I need to transfer.
Sister,
so I found some girls who I love and are great friends to this day, transferred out of that dorm.
Yeah.
It took a learning curve of being like, I can't fake it anymore with these people. Like you're not my people at all. And I think it's sort of a dude school. I don't know if I'd send my daughter there.
Yeah.
It's like being a dude there is awesome. You love football. You love the vibe. Like being a girl there is kind of like, what's my role here?
Yeah.
Where am I? Ring by spring.
Yeah. I feel like and this is just my take on schools that have a religious component to them, very repressed.
Oh yeah. Well, which then leads to like major deviance.
That's what I'm saying.
We had
like the level of deviant.
We had parietals where you couldn't be in the opposite gender dorm past 12.
People were sneaking.
People be in those woods.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Was there an off-campus component? Did you get to could you live off campus?
Yes, you could. I lived off, you actually stay in the dorms for 3 years and then you live off your last year.
Whoa.
Yeah. Parietals for 3 years.
Wow.
So that's a little taste of the good old Notre Dame.
The Dame.
So yeah. But then I found my girl, like I felt like I was in the cool group. A lot of my friends were legacy families, like all their parents went to Notre Dame.
Yep.
So great to have. They'd fly in for the tailgates.
Parties, they know what's good.
They're hosting the parties. Like that was super fun.
They've been going to the same bar since they were in school. They know everything about everything.
They know the bartender. They know the owner. Like it was just very fun. Was there a parent component to your college at all?
Not really. I mean, most people were West Coasters though. So like parents would come into town, but there was very little legacy component to Occidental. Occidental was kind of on the up and up when we went there. Nobody had really heard of it. Yeah. It honestly was the school that Barack Obama
Is it still on the up and up?
It's still on the up and up. Yeah. I mean, it's like in that conference, there's the Caltech, which is you put that against any Ivy League,
like
to get into, we were sort of middle top of like academically of that. Like I said, it was people who probably got 3.6s, 3.7s in high school. Like they didn't care as much about academics. They played sports. They were social. So it wasn't like they were super geniuses there. Yeah. But nobody was, it wasn't like, I think just the band and spectrum. You go to a big state school, you're going to get all ends of the spectrum.
Totally.
So small school vibe. And I was in a forced triple, by the way. First year, I was in a triple in a room that was meant for a double.
Okay.
They overscaled. Wow. Like a tech company. Yeah.
Wow.
4 triples, 1 bunk bed and 1 random bed.
What were you in?
I was in the bottom bunk.
Good place to be.
My dear friend, Chris Suzuki, Susan, as we called him.
Suze.
We just demolished fruit by the foot. So he'd be up there and I just see these little strings of fruit by the foot. The wrappers just falling off and there'd be a pile next to my bed. Every morning I'd wake up.
Oh my God.
Crushing fruit by the foot. Are you still close with your friends from college?
So close.
Yeah, same.
One of them's getting married this year.
Ooh-wee.
First wedding.
I mean, we're all 34, 33. And so we go to Tahoe every year for a big fantasy basketball draft.
Fun.
And so like we have a group chat going. It's always,
And are these mostly baseball or
No,
non-baseball?
they're all Chris, Susan was baseball for like a year and then switched to soccer.
Switch to fruit roll-ups.
Switched to fruit roll-ups and soccer and then end up not even doing that. Just mostly fruit roll-ups.
Love that.
But no, I lived in a house of dudes who were all athletic minded, but goddamn if they weren't the worst athletes. Just miserable athletes, but they loved, they watched all the sports. They would come to my games. Yeah. They would just post up in right field, just yelling at right fielders.
Rally rags.
Yeah. They got kicked out a few times.
Love that.
The whole thing was to find the Facebook of the players on the other team. Like, your girlfriend's a 6.
That's so funny.
Oh, Cassandra, where'd you meet her? Just like
love heckling.
Getting real personal.
Love heckling.
Getting real mean.
If I screamed anything at a Notre Dame football game, no one would hear me.
Right. I mean,
it's just
all 60 people at the Occidental baseball games.
They heard.
They would definitely hear. Yeah. So, it definitely wasn't the same. But yes, they're some of my best friends ever. And I, spend as much time with them in life as I can, even though we're all scattered around the country.
Yeah, same. I agree.
That's good dudes. Good, wholesome dudes.
I feel bad for people who resent their college experience and don't have any.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot. There's actually a lot of that.
There is. And I think more so high school, which is so fair. You can kind of reinvent yourself in college. But when you don't have a good.
Do you still hang out with high school friends?
Yes.
Yeah, me
because
too.
I went to high school around here too.
Yeah.
I mean, so did you.
Yeah.
So, or no, you didn't.
I did. In Marin.
Yeah. So we're all local, and I live with someone I went to high school with currently, and
yeah, it's
try
great.
not to burn too many bridges. Besides, my freshman
people
year
do
roommate,
change, and I definitely
guess.
think the dynamics over time evolve. Like you sort of gravitate towards certain people within the groups. You still see each other, and it's all cool and it's all good. There's the group chats. I don't see my high school friends as much, but they're around. I do. We're still friendly, and
totally
we'll see each other maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, that's good. Okay,
we have friends. That's all we're trying to say.
Guys, we're really cool, and we want you to know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did it work?
Do you have any identity building experiences, identity forming experiences? Do you have any anecdotes for the pod?
I mean, I alluded to this, I think, in the last episode of me getting pressure hosed by my coach for baseball. I mean, we were put through true torture. Wake up at 4 a.m., go do our swimming.
Swimming. Why are you swimming?
Why are we swimming?
You're a baseball player. You don't even have to run. You're a pitcher.
All we do is run as pitchers. All you do is run, do endurance stuff. We would just have to run while the hitters were taking batting practice. We would just run. We just fucking run.
Why are you? I don't get it.
We were so overworked. We all got swine flu once, and our coach was such an asshole. He made us all show up to swim at 4 a.m. anyway. Guys are shivering, freaking out. We'd swim. 3/4 of the team gets swine flu. This is back in the swine flu days. That's how old I am. Remember swine flu?
Aging yourself.
Yeah, that was you were middle schooler and swine flu was going around. But yeah, I mean, going through the baseball thing, forced discipline on top of being viciously hungover, that to me was an experience that has very much applied to sales and then my life. It's baseball is just such a process oriented game where if you focus on one pitch or one at bat or one game, you're missing the whole point. Same thing in sales. You lose one deal, there's a bunch of other deals you got to get. Move on. It gives you perspective and outlook.
It's good that you still play intramural and your coach didn't take that joy away from you.
He almost did. There was an incident where I walked off the field. And it was the classic, half the team shows up at your place and is you got to come back, bro.
No way.
Yeah, you got to come back.
You did a little walkout.
I did a walkout because I broke my back, and he didn't believe me, and he was trying to continue to make me play. And I'm a dog. I will play as much as I can play. I will always play. And he did not believe I was hurt. And I was like, this is going to be bad for the rest of my life. I have a doctor. I have x-rays. They wanted me to drop out of school to rehab for 6 months. And he did not believe me.
I can't stand that.
And
like I'm getting so angry just sitting here.
Oh, it was brutal. I mean, there's, that's, and my experience is same as many in college.
Yeah.
We talked about the old school coaching way and like the suffering.
They don't care. Yeah.
They don't give a shit.
God, that's dark. Well, my club volleyball experience in college was we coached ourselves, no coach, and
we got a player coach. Who was making manager decisions? How did you guys do it?
We had captains, and so it was intense. We actually got not intense at all. I'm sorry, this is not a D1 sport at all, but it was super fun. We practiced 3 times a week. Sometimes we lifted in the morning. It was good. We got like a little taste of discipline, and we travel for tournaments and stuff, but it was so like at will, which I was thankful for.
But that's like so fun. And that's why I play the rec league again.
Yeah. And it made me love it. It didn't make me great. Have this bitter taste in my mouth So
like, that's when you remember what the sport's supposed to be. It's like fun and friends, and you compete, and you play with people who know how to compete.
Yeah.
And if you lose, like you're pissed, you're a little pissed, but like you move on, then you go drink a beer and hang out, and It's great.
We had drunk practice.
Love dractus.
One a year.
Love that.
So fun.
Love that.
So fun. Really dangerous, but fun.
Don't recommend, but can't condone, but.
So yeah, I don't know if volleyball formed my identity. I think what formed my identity was like, I transferred into the business school. So let's talk majors.
Yeah. So where did you start?
So I started as an English major.
English.
And I was in the like liberal arts college.
Wait, what was the thought? Like what, So how'd we get to English?
I didn't know I wanted to do business, and English was my favorite. Like I loved writing in high school, and I just thought that that's what I wanted to do. What I didn't realize is how much you have to read as an English major. I was not ready to read just hundreds of thousands of pages weekly. So that was a quick transition then into American studies, which was like kind of history meets like modern American culture. Then
tons of jobs are like, where are my American history majors?
No, like literally. And so then I was kind of roaming around. Yeah. She's American studies.
Oh my God.
We'll take her.
Would you like to apply for CEO?
And then I was psychology.
Okay.
And then I realized I just cannot get a job. Like truly, I want to make money and have a career. So I transferred into business school, Mendoza College of Business, which was so difficult. I can't even explain. Like my intro to accounting class, I had a full-blown panic attack.
I believe that.
I also realized I was dyslexic in college. Like I had no idea. I took the ACT 9 times. I was like, why can't I finish this damn read and comp section?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I'm dyslexic?
Oh.
Great to know.
Yeah.
Haven't read a book since. And so I transferred into my accounting class. I'm sitting there in this like lecture hall, and the professor, I started the test, and then the professor taps me on the shoulder. Natalie, the whole auditorium's empty. I look up, everyone's gone. The test is over. Can you hand it in? I'm on page 1 of 6. I'm so slow.
Did you just start crying?
Yes. I was like, he's ripping it out of my hand. It's like, it was horrible.
It's like the SpongeBob thing where he's writing for hours and it's just in like stylized script. And there's nothing else on there.
So I'm like, Mom, please, can I get tested for this learning disability? She's like, You're fine, sweetheart. You always got A's. Yeah. But then she was like, fine. Got tested. Oh, I'm dyslexic. Awesome.
You like that, Mom?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, fine.
So within the business school, I transferred around from management consulting to marketing to data analytics. So I was like, I really need a job.
Were those majors or like sub?
These are declared majors.
So management consulting was a declared major?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
And then I ended on IT management.
I just still can't figure that one out.
Which is hilarious.
I still can't figure that one out for you.
I can't either. But you know who loved it? Deloitte.
Deloitte loved it.
They
didn't even want management consulting.
No.
They're like, that's
they're like, we want technical, and here it is. So college was hard for me.
College was hard, academically speaking.
Or
generally speaking.
No. Academically.
Yeah.
Socially, great.
Socially, just tremendous.
Really excelled
Time
there.
of my life.
Really excelled there. What was your major?
I was like many athletes going into college. I was like, when like sports is done, if I'm not a Major League Baseball player, I'm going to go into business.
Yeah.
The fuck is business?
What is business?
I don't know. It's just the thing I was going to do.
Yeah.
And so I went to econ and I proceeded to fail my first 2 finals.
Supply and demand.
And then some calculus.
My micro econ, like I couldn't even understand that.
No, the micro, I got absolutely obliterated.
Both
micro and macro.
I hid graphs in my calendar to try to in my calculator.
Right.
When I took the test to try to cheat. That didn't
help.
Of course that didn't help.
No.
Oh, the question you're going to ask me to apply my knowledge?
Yeah, how are these cheat proof questions? I was similar, trying to scheme little ways I could just cue this for myself. Never worked.
No.
Never worked.
No.
So I actually ended up in psychology, not because I was thinking about jobs, but because I was like, well, the brain affects people.
Yep. Okay.
People have brains.
Yeah.
And that's important. And I just wanted to graduate. So I switched to psych and everything. That was more easy for me to understand, much easier than all the math of econ.
Love that.
This is why I went into sales. If you guys can't tell, we're painting the path of how I ended up in sales of zero skills and zero talents.
I remember when we first met and I was like, I talked about a deck. I talked about my media kit, I think. Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, I just threw together this deck. You're like, how do you do, like, why do you do decks? When did you learn that? I'm like, oh, Deloitte just hammers it into you.
Yeah.
And then, so.
That's all the business school kids. They're all just great at making beautiful, gorgeous decks.
Can you tell me a college anecdote?
A college anecdote. A wild story. When people ask me like, what's my go-to story? I mean, this has nothing to do with corporate anything.
No, you're at the dinner table.
I'm at the dinner table. People ask me what's my crazy college story. Yeah. And the tagline is, I partied with a murderer.
Easy.
Social
clip, Talon, flag it.
Flag it, social clip, partied with a murderer.
Partied with murderer, tell me more.
This is public knowledge, so I'm going to use names. The guy's name was Scott Barker. He was the son of a Hollywood writer. And he didn't go to Occidental, but he would come to some of our parties, and he was kind of a friend of some of my friends. Like, I didn't really know him that well. So he would kind of hang around, whatever, seemingly fine dude. We went to this party in Hollywood, because that happens every now and then when you go to school in LA. Someone's like, yo, there's this empty house in Hollywood and everyone's going to party there. And it's like SC kids and UCLA kids. And it's like, fuck it, I'm down to ride.
That's crazy. That sounds so sick.
It was sick, but it was like a weirdly just gigantic / mostly empty house.
Yeah. No furniture.
No furniture. I'm there with Susan, my boy, Chris Suzuki, my roommate. And we run into Scott, and Scott's there with his friend who also went to school with us. And so he's like, hey, you guys want to go into like Hollywood and see some shit? And I'm like, I'm in college, so I'm saying like yes.
Drive in now?
Drive in now.
Okay.
Drive in now. It's probably like 11 p.m.
Yeah. You're like, yes. And hand me the keys.
Yeah. So he drives us to this club. I believe it's called My House. The club's called My House.
Okay.
Very sick, very like trendy club. Lines out the door. Everyone's looking absolutely just gorgeous.
Does Hollywood terrify you as much as it terrifies me?
This is why I live here. People are like, when are you going to move to LA? I'm like, how about never?
How about never?
How about never?
Like the girls who just are so sexy, cut the line. I'm like, I'm in the back of the line and I'm paying the bouncer $400 to get in.
Yeah, exactly. But Scott walks up to the bouncer and he's like, and they're like, hey, what's up, Scott?
Stop.
Boom. 4 of us in.
You and Suze.
Me and Suze. We're literally just like,
okay.
What's up, guys? And we are not dressed for a nice Hollywood club.
You're in this t-shirt.
Might as well be.
Yeah.
So we have a fun time there, a few drinks. The bar basically closes. He's like, you guys want to go to one more spot? And I'm like, yeah, I'm down.
That's when you have to say yes.
You have to say yes. It's like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
4:30. He takes us to this place that has a gate. I don't know where it was in LA, but the gate's one of those gates that's on a wheel and you have to like drag it open like a I don't know. It like looks almost like an entrance to a trailer park.
Oh my God.
And
who's here?
I don't know, but I say yes. And so he buzzes the thing and the woman's like, oh, hey, Scotty, like, come on in. Like, okay, sick.
Whoa. How does everyone know Scotty?
Everyone knows Scotty. And we go into this place and it is I don't know what you would call it, speakeasy bar. It was like a house with just these like red velvet couches, TVs in all these rooms. It was mostly empty. You could, no joke, order any drink or any drug from the bar. Yes.
Wow.
And I was like, no, I don't. I'm scared, generally speaking. So I'll get a Bud Light, copped a Bud Light.
Oh my God.
And I don't even know if we paid for it. Now I'm setting the scene here because he didn't murder anybody with me.
Okay.
Cool. Fun night. One of the coolest nights of my life.
Awesome. Wake up, hate yourself the next day.
Hate myself. But I was like, I did Hollywood. I got to see some cool Hollywood shit.
Totally.
With this weird underbelly of like people who know people, like cutting lines and shit. So fast forward to the summer.
Yeah.
I'm not there. And Scott comes to one of the Occidental summer parties. A lot of people stay in LA. That's how they roll. And he was being a weirdo. He was being like, I don't know, abrasive and like weirdly like physical with other people there. Picking fights.
Guy.
Like, just like agitated. You're like, this guy, he was like unhinged in like a weird way.
Scary.
And so whatever, the party goes on, everyone kind of distances themselves. We go back, and by we, my friends go back to our house, the house that I would live in during the school year. I was away at summer ball. And he tried to come in. He showed up later, and my friends were like, no, dude, like you were being a weirdo, being a freak show. Like,
you scare me.
Like, yeah, you're clearly agitated. You're drunk. Like, you're a lot of things. Like, you can't come in here. He flips. So he starts fighting my friend Jordan, bites him.
Bites? Why are we biting?
We're biting. Like, it's one of those fights that everyone's screaming, right? The cops get called, but it's dispersed before the cops even get there. He's driven away. But before that, he threw a brick through our window.
Oh my God.
A full ass brick through the window, of which we obviously patched up with cardboard
and for the rest of the year.
For the rest of 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, good. Good.
Because we are handy people. Later that summer, there's a story that comes out that there's another son of a Hollywood executive was stabbed like 20, 40 times, a tremendous amount of times outside the gate of his Beverly Hills home. Turns out it was Scotty. It was Scott.
Oh.
And Scott,
oh my God.
Basically Scott like got in this weird thing with like the girl Scott was dating accused this guy of stuff, whatever. I don't know. Yeah. And so Scott, to defend her
in her honor, killed
honor killed this guy.
Yep.
Literally.
Okay.
Literally.
So this is a true crime podcast.
This is now a true crime podcast.
And we're so thankful you're here.
And the vibes are immaculate.
The vibes are immaculate. We're going to cue some true crime music. That is insane.
It's an insane story.
I have no stories like that. I was kind of expecting like, I got pissed drunk.
Yeah. That happened.
And that took a huge turn. Huge turn.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Weird
Thank
turn.
you for sharing that. You party with murderers.
I party with murderers.
Still.
He's locked away for a long time. We have his jacket somewhere. He left his jacket when the fight got ripped off of him.
Yep. Okay.
Woo.
Wow. So
how many murderers have you partied with?
This makes my anecdotes seem... I wish I started. Oh, that is good. I'm still digesting. You know the song Tiesto's Boom?
Yeah.
Bring that ass back like a boom, 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 boom. My guy friends, who all were, of course, aspiring DJs, remixed the song with my voice. I did a YouTube video with my friend Victoria Garrick, who
shout out.
started her content creation journey in college. And we went to a Taylor Swift concert, and we were telling the story of how we got to meet Taylor Swift in her Reputation room, which is a crazy story. We basically, Taylor Nation, as her team is called, goes through and hand selects 10 people from a stadium tour to meet Taylor in the rep room.
What year is this?
I am a junior in college.
So do we know what album's out? I don't know. I'm not a Swiftie.
Reputation era, for those of you listening.
Okay.
And we basically somehow found a way to place ourselves directly in front of her mom, in this Taylor Swift's mom, in this black box that she was sitting in.
Okay.
And she leans over and hands us these wristbands and says, "You're meeting Taylor Swift," during her last song. We were like, oh my God. That's not even the story I'm about to tell. That was crazy. But
quick aside,
we met her.
You met Taylor Swift.
Met Taylor Swift. I'll tell the full story maybe later, but Vic was like, let's do a YouTube recap video on how we like swindled this. And we did the YouTube video, and we were talking about, we had these like snakes and these props. You know how you dress up for the Taylor Swift concert? It's insane. And they don't really let you in with the props because we could be hiding some shit in there.
Yeah.
And we set a line in the YouTube video: put it in whatever place you need to put it to get into the stadium. Classic. My guy friends, of course, find it, cut that bit, remix Tiesto's Boom as that with the drop. And so, it's my voice. It exists. Put it in whatever place you need to put it. Dun, dun, dun.
If we can scrounge that clip up,
we will try to find it. I will try to find it.
Put it in whatever place you need to put it.
And they played that at our local bar, which was legendary. And that was my career moment. I didn't party with a murderer, but when I heard my own voice, met Taylor Swift. I heard my own voice at New Finney's bar in South Bend, Indiana.
Isn't that a dream to be referenced in some sort of song, or have yourself in a song?
It was a dream. It was a dream.
That is a dream.
Come true.
Good Lord.
So thank you to my idiot guy friends who were making fun of me, by the way. But I loved it. Was there Greek life at Occidental? Were you a part of it?
There was, but again, a 2,000 person school, it's like the frats were not that cool. We had SAE, Phi Psi, maybe two others that I don't remember.
I'm assuming like the athletes were.
I was on a baseball team, or like the house. It was like houses were the frats. So like people would come, like, there's party.
So you were in Quidditch house, right?
Yeah. No, I was in pool house, a house that had a pool. That was cool for like.
I love how the nomenclature of houses, like we were in pool house because it had a pool.
It had a pool. No, we were called manor house because it was a manor, like up on like, it was like a manor situation. No,
we were fireplace house because there was a fireplace, like.
No, honestly though.
Just like dumb idiots in college. Like,
we had one called car search.
Yeah. Okay.
But that was named because somebody got their car searched there. And it was just permanently car search house.
Car search. Yeah. Like, why are we so dumb and uncreative? And these things last 10 years.
We did have one called the Brotel.
Yeah. Okay. I love that.
We did have the Brotel. So we had a pool that was awesome for our first year, but then we let it go to shit. Our landlord lived in a little shack.
It was just green.
It was green and rats were dying in it.
Oh my God. Rats.
Yeah. It was bad. We lived in a true hellhole. Like the rats would poke their head under like the doors, we'd see them be like, get out of here. We gave the downstairs to the rats and the ants. The upstairs was for us.
Sleeping.
Firstly, my parents, it was the type of place that you had to lift your foot off the ground. You had to exert because it was so sticky.
Oh, it was like my brother's frat house when I visited that. God.
My parents still talk about it like as the most devastating thing they've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm sure. They're so
just
disappointed.
Pure squalor.
They're so disappointed.
Pure squalor.
God.
Our landlord might have been in the porn industry. We're not sure. Because one day this is real. We're destroying this man's house. He lives in a little like trailer next door. He comes over. His name's Paul. He's just like, hey guys, like I've just like decided I'm just gonna cover the utilities. What? Okay. Cool. Yeah, no, for sure. He's like,
great, because we're paying rent for the rats, so that would be awesome.
Right. And I think he was just like, I'm just like, I don't want to ask you for it. I just don't really want to.
Would you like chill with him?
No. He would just appear randomly. He was probably like a mid-30s dude.
So weird.
Always wearing like a button-down open with no shirt under it. Like very chill, flip-flops, shorts. He was always doing landscaping outside of his house, but it was all like
just
brick. It was just brick. What are you landscaping,
What are you landscaping?
Just constantly laying stones down.
Our maintenance man at senior year was a man named Woody. And he'd come and give us all a talk. We lived in like uniform houses and everyone got the same talk. And his biggest line was, don't overload the washer.
Don't overload the washer?
I guess he was saying overload the washer, like the washing machine.
The washer.
But he would just say, don't overload the washer. Whatever you do not overload the washer. We're like, Woody, got it. And so we would scream that at parties. Like that was our number one thing. And I dressed as Woody at my senior year for Halloween. We'll put a photo in here if you would like to see.
That's good. I want to see.
I was just Woody and I wore a legacy maintenance like shirt.
Oh my goodness. Did you show him this photo?
I was screaming, don't overload the washer. Yes, I showed him at our senior party. Oh my God, he loved it. He loved it.
Just ate it up.
I was also Guy Fieri. One year.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
And
it's one of those.
I love cross-dressing. It's one of my favorite pastimes for Halloween. I'm sorry. I don't get to be a man in my everyday. Why not try it?
Sure.
For Halloween.
Go off.
And so I was Guy Fieri and I went to a party and they were only charging cover for dudes. Guess who had to pay $5?
Yeah.
This one.
Willingly.
Pulled it out.
I'm so glad you now understand the struggle of man.
Oh, it's so hard.
God, it's hard.
God, $5.
Thank you.
At the door.
Thank you.
Yeah. Chicks in
That's
free.
the perspective you need.
I never appreciated it more.
Yeah. Good work.
Do you have any fun Halloween costumes or are you not fun?
I was Wolverine for like 7 years in a row.
You're so not fun.
Yeah. I was a good Wolverine though. I got some Hugh Jackman looks or vibes.
Like I love like Heidi,
if I do say
like
so.
Heidi Klum dressing as like a really scary lizard. Like, have you seen all of Heidi Klum's costumes?
Yeah, I don't have that in me.
Yeah, you showed up as a pirate. It felt like the most effort, like the maximum effort that you could have possibly given to my Halloween party.
It was, and we had a great time.
And you did, and that was fun.
My wife and I, we were just swashbucklers. We were swashbucklers. We were going there like, we are going to be the oldest by 8 years, but it's going to be fun.
You had so much fun.
And we did. We had a great time.
Open bar. God,
we had a great goddamn time.
Reliving the college years.
Any regrets that you have?
I didn't study abroad.
That's a big one. I didn't either because of baseball. We couldn't
because of baseball.
We couldn't.
I didn't get in to study abroad. London. It was super competitive at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And I think every other school like begs you to go abroad.
Yeah.
It's like they want you to do these programs.
You didn't want to go to España?
I had.
That's Spain.
Then I would have to take eight courses of Spanish.
Espanol. Yeah,
and I could not do that. So I didn't go abroad and I was sad. But I visited my friend in London.
And it was the time of your life.
Time of my life.
God
Wish I was there. I
know.
know.
That's real. My biggest regret was stealing Taylor's credit card and spending $100 on Jack in the Box.
Okay.
I didn't need to do that.
No.
My friend and I, we found his credit card. My friend, Taylor's one of my housemates.
You all know Taylor. Dear friend. You all know Taylor.
You guys know Taylor. T. Jones.
Yeah.
You guys know T.
Jones. Classic.
We just took that credit card and we went to Jack in the Crack and we popped off on tacos, Junior Bacon Classics, Frenchies. I mean,
just for no reason.
For no reason. And we didn't tell him. And he found it on his statement. He's like, who the fuck spent $100 at Jack in the Box? And I've never felt, I still feel shame to this day. It's like the cringe.
Did you report it as fraud? Or did
no,
you say?
we paid him back. But it's like,
so cringe.
I like actually am just like,
that's so funny.
I got one more though for you.
Okay.
So if you take out your phone right now, you're going to see some photos of what my hairstyles used to be.
It's
still kind of a thing in baseball.
I haven't been allowed to look at these.
But in baseball, a lot of guys will do ridiculous hairstyles. And we couldn't actually have crazy hair on our team because, again, our coach was very tough on us. But if it was hidden by the cap, you could do whatever you wanted. So you really couldn't just have like long hair. You couldn't do like weird design. Anyway, I would love you to just take a quick gander.
Okay.
And you can describe them. They're two different hairstyles.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah. Is that the lines in the head?
The mohawk.
Oh, the mohawk.
Oh my God. So Ross in this image has just an oddly shaped strip of hair. It's not a thin mohawk.
It's not a thin mohawk. It's not long mohawk.
It's not long. It's a buzz cut of hair just right here.
Strong carpet.
It looks like a strong carpet.
I was going through it.
And you're just bald on the sides.
I'm bald on the sides.
This is horrible.
That was my summer league team.
And he's holding his mitt in front of his chest as if he looks good.
Yeah. That was on a team called the Corvallis
Knights.
That was college, my college summer team at Oregon State.
Oh my God, I just looked at the other one.
Yeah, then there's the other one.
Okay. Who did you allow to take a Manscaped ball trimmer and do this to the side of your head?
That would be about 6 of my roommates.
6 of my closest friends.
6 of my closest friends, all of whom were at least 7 beverages deep.
And you only did one side of your head.
The other side was completely normal.
Other side's totally normal.
Totally normal.
And this side of Ross's head looks like a labyrinth.
Like a labyrinth. Or like a shell, like a snail shell.
A snail just, ran all across this. This looks horrible. You scare me. Yeah. I wish I had like a blue hair era or something that I could show you, but
no,
I cared too much.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
No, this was like my decaf. I was like, I can do whatever I want and people will still like me. And I don't know if that was true.
I'm not sure.
I'm very much not sure.
Thank you so much for sharing those with me.
That was
and we'll share them on the
Instagram
Instagram as well. So you guys can all see them.
Yeah. It was a phase.
It was a phase.
Well,
wow. So that was a regret for sure.
That was a regret.
My biggest regret is not bartending at some point in my life. I wish I did it in college.
I feel like that shapes people.
It shapes people.
Yeah.
I worked in retail, which shaped me.
Oh, that's like, I put bartending and retail very much on the same plane.
Yeah. Working at J. Crew on the floor at Stanford Shopping Center.
Oh my God. You worked at J. Crew?
Oh my gosh.
Were you like a retail sales associate?
This is a random aside. Yes. This was in high school.
Okay.
And I was making $15 an hour. And my male friend, Sebi, his name's Sebi. I don't know why I would shout him out entirely. I haven't talked to this man in years. And he's my, hi Sebi. And he joined later than like 4 months after I joined. And one day we're like eating lunch and I'm like, yeah, crazy. We make $15. I'm sweating my ass off in there. He's like, what? I make 17.
Oh.
And I was so pissed. And I went to Sandra, our manager. I'm like, Sandra, I know what you're paying Sebi.
Right.
Pay me more.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, there's a lot of factors that go into it. Also,
what, like I'm a woman?
What, like my gender? What do you mean?
Yeah. What's Sandra making?
Sandra quickly paid me $17.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
And ask for what you want.
Yes. You don't get what you don't ask for.
Exactly.
You do not get what you don't ask for. That's why you go ask.
That has nothing to do with college. Did you ever have a crush on a professor?
Not like a real one, but I took a course called Intro to Islam, as I would.
Yeah.
Because I was interested. And it's also very fascinating.
Yes.
But our professor, I can't remember his last name. His first name was Malik.
Oh, this is a man.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. This is a man.
Okay.
Sorry.
Wait.
This is a dude.
I'm picturing like a sexy, like woman.
Yeah. No.
Okay. No, this is a dude.
Like
Mr.
Middle Eastern
Malik.
woman, just gorgeous.
Yeah. Like gorgeous.
All that, but a dude.
Okay. Everything you could ever want.
Everything you could ever want. He had like this long curly hair. He was like very fired up when he was talking about this stuff. He had like just beautiful accent.
And you were aroused.
And I thought he was a hot dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to come out and say it. Everyone thought he was a hot dude.
Everyone thought it. I'm just here to say it.
I'm just here to admit it.
Yeah.
I support it. Look, he was a hot dude.
I hoped all of my professors would be hot and that I would have some steamy relationship with one of them and come in at office hours. And like, that was my deepest fantasy. But unfortunately, if you're choosing to live in South Bend, Indiana and be a professor, you're probably
Sister
60.
Mary.
You're kind of Sister Mary vibes.
Sister Johanna.
So it never happened for me, but still dreaming.
Yeah.
Still dreaming.
Yeah. Let's shift to post-grad so we can actually give some value to these people.
Yeah, now that we've like reminisced about our college
experiences I know. Did you guys like that?
Did you guys enjoy that?
We loved it.
Okay.
They loved it.
I will let you talk about going back to school as you did after undergrad.
As I did. At 29 years old.
29 years old. You went to Stanford Business School.
I did.
Which is great. I rip on you for it, but you did some intramurals, played some beer pong. Yeah.
Hung out with people who just really lovely, smart, thoughtful, high EQ people.
Yeah.
Who just weren't very cool.
Yeah.
They weren't.
Of course not.
And they'll tell you that. They'll be the first people to tell you that.
Yeah.
But you
can't be that cool if you're going to that university.
No, it was like the reason I was older than everyone else, and this is a little bit more real. I didn't really become intellectually curious until probably my mid-late 20s. So like 26, 7.
Yeah.
Like then I started being like,
because I view you as so intellectually curious. And it's funny hearing you talk about like what a dipshit you were.
Yeah. Oh, this was such a transition.
Yeah.
This was like such a transition. Like now I read, now I'm like researching
You're
stuff.
so well read. You'll send me articles. Like you're just very into it.
Well, it was just like, I don't know what changed. Actually, I do know what changed. So people ask me all the time, they're like, why did you go to business school? Like you're doing the corporate bro thing. And like, so that's a fair question. I went honestly because I felt like I was stuck in sales. I felt like super arrogant, but I'm just gonna be honest. I felt like I was smarter than a lot of the people who were around me and who were making decisions and things that to me were just obvious and or wrong. And like company I was at was going through it. And I called step by step exactly how everything would go down and it went down. So I got this huge chip on my shoulder. I was like, and I'm curious about your thoughts on this as like a quick aside, but when you're the funny guy, a lot of times you're perceived as less intelligent or like a problem or whatever. And I was like, fuck that. I'm going to go back to school and I'm going to prove to these motherfuckers that I got something to offer outside of sales.
Yeah.
So it was intellectual curiosity, but also just a chip on my. I was just pissed. I was not happy with where I was. I was like, I want to get out of sales. And
anyone who wants a shift in direction, I think everyone thinks business school is the way to do that. So it's you're not alone in that decision,
right? And it's also not the only way.
Yeah.
People ask me, they're like, hey, did you do you recommend it? And I would say it was the greatest thing I ever did.
Yeah.
Do you need it? No. Some roles like management consulting, a lot of times you might get stuck and to advance, they're going to say you need an MBA. So great, go get your MBA. But God, starting your own company, like there's a lot of entrepreneurial experiential ways you can do the MBA. They say it's all about the network. It really is. Like, would you have gotten your MBA at like any other school? Is it worth taking 2 years off to go to not Stanford? Honestly, like they talk about whatever top 8. Yeah. I would have gone to a top 8 and I probably wouldn't have done anything outside of that. I maybe would have taken some side classes and so forth about certain things. I wanted to go to business school because I need to be able to ask the right questions about a business. Just enough to be dangerous. Like you took the accounting class. I took accounting and I got demolished. Yep. My biggest takeaway that I wrote at the end of my final was I learned I will be hiring an accountant. Yeah. Because I suck at this. We have the same accountant. And now we have the same accountant. Yeah. And she's great. Yeah, she's great. So I don't know. I like if you went back to school, what would you go for? So I would never go back to school. Yeah. I mean, you're already running a company, like, No, but like, I'm just a huge proponent of like learn by doing. Like, I'd rather take 2 years off to start a company and run it into the ground. 100%. Like, I just run that shit into the ground. And I'll learn and learn. Yeah. Like, I'm such a learner, but I hate studying. I'm not a student. Like, I hate test taking. Yep. Like that was hard for me. And I love like I had a business in college. I have a business now. Like I just apply it, like do something. Right. I'm not curious and that's bad. Like sometimes I wish I had more curiosity to like learn more, and I could learn so much from business school. I just don't taking 2 years off to, first of all, these kids, I have some Stanford MBA friends currently. Yeah. These kids are partying so hard. They are taking those 2 years off. They really are. They really are. They're going to expensive dinners. We're traveling. Seeing the world. See the world. I mean, that's a hard sell for me personally, I think. But happy to tag along. But no, you got it perfect. Like you don't have to do the academics, but you get to like be invited to stuff. Exactly. I'll get the network. Great. Yeah. Love you guys. No, it's great. And I totally agree with the experiential stuff. It's, it's honestly like undergrad, but I didn't do this. It's what you want to get out of it. If you go seek things out, seek the resources, seek the people around, and you make that a focus, then you can get a ton out of it. It's just like anything. Yeah. If you apply yourself the right way. So if you guys just all want to go to Stanford, get your MBA. Just a little bit of magic. I took the GRE 5 times. Yeah, I'm sure. I studied. I got a tutor for 6 months. I hired a tutor. I was doing it in a conference room after work. I was so tired. My first tutor was terrible, and then I hired a new one. I was grinding for probably the whole process for me was 8 or 9 months. And then they ask you an essay question, and you don't have to answer it because it's an extremely hard question. But the question or the essay question is, what's most important to you and why? Yep. I mean, I don't even have a hobby. Well, shit. So that's hard. Am I supposed to pick a real thing? Am I supposed to pick like a concept, like honesty or like, what did you pick? Do you remember? I do remember. And it's going to sound really lame when you say it like this. So on the vein of honesty, I went with integrity. Okay. And I applied it to... And you got in, so who gives a shit? I got in. I got in. But it was one of those things where what they're looking for in an application is how do you tell your story and tie every little piece to it. So like integrity was just a word that allowed me to bring in like baseball and sales. Mm-hmm. Sales is like a dirty word. Like baseball, I had guys taking steroids around me and stuff like that. Oh my God. And so I kind of like looped it into super lame, but it's like if you want to be great, you have to first be good, like a good human. Yeah. If you want to be great, you got to be good. I love that. As a human. I love that. And so that was kind of like the message I was going for there. One tip that I will give from you
even though I did not apply to business school or do this, but take the test. Is it the GRE?
Yes, GRE or GMAT.
GMAT, take that test right out of college.
Please do. Do not wait.
When you are so fresh on test taking, like if I had to take a test right now in math and these like basic things that having to relearn as a 26, 27, 28-year-old is very difficult.
Yeah.
So if you want to go to business school and if Ross convinced you, take that damn test.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny because the first night I showed up and, I'm thinking college all over again. I'm like, fuck yeah, we're going to party. And like, to be clear, there is partying, but I roll up to the first party. I'm wearing my sweats, my t-shirt. I'm carrying 2 30s of Coors.
You are such a douchebag.
I know.
People are here to learn, Ross.
Well, that's what I realized later. I thought we were partying. And I show up to this party. Everyone's dressed up in like button downs and like,
stop.
Like, they're not like in suits or anything, but they're dressed up and they're all drinking wine. And I saw it from like, I started approaching and I literally just turned and went back to my room.
Who's that undergrad walking towards us? Oh, wait.
Why does he look so much older than all of us?
That's our 30-year-old classmate, Ross.
So, it took me a little while to blossom. Okay. I had a really hard time the first couple of years, or the first year. There's only 2 years.
There's only 2. Still struggling.
Yeah. Still battling. Yeah, it was tough getting back into academics, and especially when you're being ranked against a bunch of people who are academic three-hitters.
They rank you. Yeah.
They rank you.
I don't want to go back. I'm good. I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, look,
I'm happy where I'm
so
at.
many ways to do it. You do not have to go get
one of my good
MBA.
friends is in business school. She loves it. I won't knock it, but
not for me. I mean, people feel how they feel.
I will shit on you for wearing a Stanford shirt instead of an Occidental shirt. As we said, rep your college.
I know, but here's the thing. We talked about how long ago that was. I had to throw that shit out.
I know.
That shit had mold on it. I brought my baseball hat that I actually wore in a game.
Wow.
Boom. And
that does look like it has mold on it.
It has mold on it.
Yeah.
Because it's 100 years old.
100. That's okay. Pulled that out of the archives.
I probably gave up a home run in this hat. Let's be honest. I gave 4 home runs.
So now that we've talked for 4 hours, should we transition into our segment,
Promoted
or
Demoted? Let's do our segments and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Promoted or Demoted? Do we like it? Do we not like it? It's quite a simple game. It's what this podcast is called.
Yeah.
College edition.
College edition. All right. Toweling the door / sploofing. Could you explain?
No, could you explain?
Toweling the door, if you're going to smoke some weed or something else in your apartment or whatever, your dorm, you put a towel under the door to block it from seeping out. And then you smoke it and blow it out the window. I've just heard. I don't know.
You've literally just heard?
I just heard.
So there is no weed at Notre Dame. I put in my regrets here. I wish I smoked more weed. I did not no weed in college.
That Barack Obama is quoted as saying, Occidental is where I spent too much time smoking weed.
That is so funny. Yeah, I wish I smoked more weed.
Agree to agree, Brock.
So promote or demote? I guess if I'm going to light up a joint in my college dorm room, promote.
Promote.
Sister Mary would have had my...
Yeah, she would have had your head.
She would have had my head. I would have been expelled. Literally, I think it's a 0 tolerance policy for drugs on
That's
campus.
horrifying.
So
our RAs were like, you need to give me that now. And then we smell it coming from our RAs. And we're like, God damn it, dude. God damn it, David.
Fine. I hope you're enjoying that, David. Okay. Sleeping in the library. I'm
going to demote.
I just think go to your room.
You're not that far away.
They're so embarrassing.
I mean, to be fair, when I was in the library and I was pulling all-nighters, I was staying up.
Isn't that the point of an all-nighter? Why are you sleeping there?
Why are you sleeping there? You don't need to sleep there.
Please. My roommate and I were so toxic. We would set an alarm and sleep for an hour and then wake up and be like, get up. We have our stats test.
I could not do that.
We were so tired.
I would rather just stay awake through the whole thing and then crash when it's all done.
I know. It was horrible. Whole thing was bad. So demoting sleeping in the library.
Demoted.
Dry campus or wet campus?
Oh my God.
Dry campus is so demoted.
So demoted. People are going to drink. They're going to find a way. That's just setting you up for work.
Can you just let the kids drink?
Let the boy watch. Let them drink because they're going to.
My sister Mary found a handle because my idiot roommate left her alarm clock on while we went away for winter break. They had to break into the room. Oh, Svetka. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Just sitting right there.
Oh yeah. Plastic
Disgusting.
Handle.
Plastic.
Nasty bullshit. Yeah.
We went in to fix the alarm clock and we found this here.
Natalie, what is this? And the handle of clear liquid.
She pulls me in. Is this yours? Me. What the? Oh my God. What is it? I poured my entire life savings from Bohemian jewelry into it. I'm like, what is that? No. I'm crying. I'm so sad that I lost that.
You're like, fingerprint it, bitch. Prove it.
Me. It was my roommate, Kendall.
It was Kendall. She was like, you should
Kendall
drink.
Forced me. She was like, you should do this. I was like, I don't do this.
Wrong.
I don't know how to do this. So yeah. Kendall took the blame on that. Honestly, I love you, Kendall.
So demoting the dry campus.
Demoting. Co-ed dorms.
Oh man. Promote.
I would love to have experienced living with a male before, I don't know, my husband.
Yeah.
Like how cool would that have been?
Yeah. I mean, it definitely made for an interesting dynamic. Like I mentioned earlier, taking a dump or showering. Like people are just walking through the dorm in towels.
I don't know if I would like to share a bathroom in college with a man.
Yeah, we didn't share rooms. There was no rooms, but it was like, dudes on one side of the door, on one side, women on the other. And then like the opposite was flipped opposite on the like floor above.
God.
So
yeah,
I don't know.
I would promote it. I think it's fun. My friends in Santa Clara at Swig.
Like it was a very controlled, like as much as college can be, controlled environment where people are being people, doing people college stuff. So,
yeah.
Good times, great oldies. Atlanta's Fox 97.
Fake IDs.
I never needed one.
Sick. My college boyfriend ordered fake IDs for all of our friends.
Sick.
And he had to use this little thing called Bitcoin.
Oh.
And
how many?
When he graduated, he made so much money.
Oh, so he kept some Bitcoin.
There was just like a fraction left over from like what you didn't pay.
So funny, yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely had a fake ID.
He retired.
Yeah.
He went ahead and retired on Bitcoin.
Totally. He's good.
Oh
he doesn't
God.
work anymore. No, but yeah, I remember like having to memorize my address and then just like, I don't even know the address on my current ID, and that's how you know it's real.
Right.
Like I would like hand it and be like, New Hampshire Drive. Like, what?
My name's Natalie Marshall, and I live at this exact address in another state.
No one asked.
Why is it Colorado? Because that's where I'm from.
Grew up. Yeah. Had a whole story planned. Okay.
Four Locos.
Obsessed. So there was a band that happened before the Four Locos that I drank, right?
This could arguably be a delineation of Gen Z and millennial, but I think it was probably my senior year they got banned. So the original Four Loko recipe had a ton of caffeine in it. Just a ton of caffeine. It tasted like shit, had a ton of caffeine in it, a ton of alcohol. You needed maybe two of these tall boys and you were in the
cardiac arrest
/ sixth dimension.
Yeah.
And they got sued because instead of people passing out like normal humans when they drink most liquor, they were jacked up roaming the streets in pure darkness because they were so jacked on it was terrifying.
Night walkers.
Total banshees. And I remember throwing up on the side of on a sidewalk in Eagle Rock Boulevard, being like, it was a one and done for me.
Yeah.
And dark days after that. Dark days. They banned it. So
my favorite was the sour apple Four Loko. My friend one time we were going to a darty and she asked me to pick her up an apple. I guess she hadn't eaten that day.
She literally wanted an apple.
She literally wanted an apple, and I brought a Four Loko sour apple. She's like, "What the fuck is this? I'm starving." Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was supposed to run to the farmer's market.
Sorry, yeah,
we're going to a party right now.
We're going to a party. Why do you need an apple, Mackenzie? Got the goods? Yeah. I don't know. I got 6 of these. Drink up. I don't know. I love Four Locos, and I'm promoting pre and post, man. Pre
and post promote. God, just bad for society. How about unpaid internships?
Demoted.
Come on. You get what you pay for in
life. And truly, like, the only kids who can do that are the kids who like come from rich families or like have their parents helping them or supporting them in some way. Absolutely. I'm so against that. If I bring on anyone on our demoted team, any team, our individual team, like you have to pay people for the work they're doing. There's no such thing as getting experience. And I think that's just rude.
1,000,000% agree.
Yeah. Okay. Demoted. College GPA on your resume. 3.2, baby. You gonna put that on there?
For 3 years out of school, promote.
Okay.
And if it's above a 3.5.
Yeah.
So I didn't put it on there.
Yeah.
But then it becomes uncool. I still see it's so funny. So many LinkedIn's have them.
If it's good, put it on.
Yeah. People have it on their LinkedIn. They're like 57 years old. I'm sure they forgot it was there, but I love being like, they like put their whole, academic transcripts. Like, you got a B- in drama.
That's so funny.
What are you doing?
You would do this. This is what you do late at night. Yeah. You just look at people's LinkedIns.
Well, a lot of my job is roasting people on LinkedIn. So,
that's funny.
It's one of those things.
Another one is putting your college grad year on your resume, which people just like have completely stopped doing.
Yeah, you get demoted. We don't need that.
You don't need it, really?
No, you don't need it.
Because I put that, and now I'm like, why did I do? But like, I think it's a new wave of hiding that information.
Yeah, it's kind of like, people are going back to school at different ages now.
Yeah. Like I tried to do some digging and find Annie's college grad year, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I had no idea how old she was. And honestly, that was better.
We're still not sure.
I think she's 50. Yeah. I don't know.
We do know she only needs like 3 hours of sleep. So she's got to be at least 50.
She only sleeps for 3 hours. Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's transition to our final segment of the day.
Yes. If you're still with us, we're doing our final segment where we ask you for confessions without any context on our Instagram stories and then expose them and read them.
Yes.
Now on this podcast.
So yeah, these are real stories sent to us.
These are real stories from you guys.
You're heathens. You are heathens.
You are disgusting.
And it makes sense that the ones I got were all from salespeople.
You were all disgusting. Okay.
Would you like to start?
I pooped my pants in the library and sat in it for 2 hours. Hell yeah, sister. I respect sitting in it though, because what are you to do? Own it, stand up.
Yeah.
No one can see that.
No.
Sit in it.
Let it ride.
Let it ride.
Lady janitor at our fraternity house got drunk and hooked up with a brother. She passes out and he drove her home and found her address by looking through her wallet. Her husband was home, so he left her on the porch and sped away. However, he realized her purse was still in the truck, so he had to drive back just as her husband found her on the porch. So my friend threw the purse from the truck as the husband was cussing at him.
See the difference between our followers? Yours are freaks.
Yours are pooping and mine are throwing purses out windows.
God. Hooked up with a guy and he turned off his light with a string attached to the switch. That is so funny.
That's so good.
That is so funny.
That is just ingenuity.
God, that is good.
Promoted.
I peed in a girl's closet because I thought it was her bathroom. Ended up marrying her. I love that.
Love, baby.
I love
That's love. I blacked out at grad night and came to in a shallow creek.
Been there.
Relatable.
We've all been there.
And if you haven't, what are you even doing?
I dated Tyreek Hill. Do you know who that is?
Yeah. That is the fastest player in the NFL.
Okay.
Played for the Chiefs, now plays for the Dolphins.
I didn't know who that was. Yards. And hell yes.
Hell yes.
To this girl.
Yeah.
I know a girl that shit in a printer.
What?
Been there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you haven't, what are you doing? Threw a cup of pee through the open window of an oncoming car. He pulled a gun. I ran away.
Okay.
I'd probably pull a gun if I had one too, if someone threw pee all over me.
You know when you get pee thrown in you and then you pull your gun?
Right.
Okay. I fell into an empty industrial-sized garbage can in front of Uncle Joey from Full House.
Wonder if he laughed.
So crazy.
Oh, boy. I got head on top of the campus center after finals while funneling Four Locos. So Four Locos.
Big theme.
Who
knew?
Big thing.
I got chlamydia from some guy I hooked up with one time whose legal last name was porn.
Tight.
Moving on.
Tight. Oh my goodness. Okay, can I read this? Because I'm disturbed. Someone ate a fish out my butt for a frat scav hunt. Called it the spicy tuna special. We won. All right, on that note, we should probably end the podcast.
Let's end the podcast.
Let's end the podcast.
That's all we needed.
Let's do 2 more.
Meet out with a guy in a campus graveyard until 3 a.m. my first day. Woke up with Kim K lips.
Wow.
That is...
Graveyard, huh?
Oh, a graveyard bang, huh?
Wow.
That sounds like some Notre Dame shit.
That really sounds like Notre Dame shit.
Yeah.
Some weird demonic freak shit. This one just says, I fucked Nick Chubb. He's a running back in the NFL. So a lot of our followers have banged NFL players.
Thank you guys for telling us.
Yeah,
like,
that's
honestly.
Cool. That's fun and cool.
Finger gunned a football player and said, "That's my boy," in an attempt to flirt with him. So that is so something I would do. Like, oh my God, I would so finger gun someone in an attempt.
To the 2 gals who banged Tyreek Hill and Nick Chubb, did you think they finger gun? Did you finger gun him?
And that's demoted.
And that is a lot of people pooping themselves. So
gosh, thank you all for submitting those. Sorry we didn't give any context that we'd be reading them out.
We didn't. We just solicited and we got and we delivered. So thank you all for joining us on this college edition of Demoted.
Demoted.
We'll see you guys next time.
Tune in next week.
Peace.